What is up, y'all? Within today's video, we're going to be talking about Jeffree Star's new collection called Gold Blooded. This is the My Thoughts and Opinions of video. I feel like it's been a minute since Jeffree Star has come out with a full collection, and this seems to be a pretty big collection, so we do have a lot to talk about. I want to let you guys know this from the jump, by the way. I'm basically just talking about all the makeup on his actual website because I didn't check out the reveal video. You guys know normally I do check out the reveal video, but I don't know why. I just was kind of like, I don't feel like watching this for some reason. Like, I clicked on the video and I was like, you know what? He has all the products uploaded to his website. Let's just go ahead and talk about them straight from his website and basically seem like we're like online shopping. Do you know what I mean? Also, I have to say this too. I find it to be a little bit weird that he finally uploaded back onto YouTube because it has been so long now. As you guys know, back in the day, he would do a collection reveal on his YouTube and it would get millions of views, but then he stopped uploading on YouTube. Like, actually, as of right now, it's so crazy that on his YouTube channel, this only has 264,000 views. And then before that, he hasn't uploaded in 2 months. Before that, it's literally been 1 year. So he clearly has kind of let YouTube go away, but obviously there is more of an audience. On TikTok, I want to say that I read somewhere that TikTok is now the most used social media app in America. I could totally be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I did read that somewhere online. So I feel like a lot of people are obviously gravitating towards that. I don't know why. For some reason, I just had no interest to watch the video. I don't know why. Literally before, I used to be so excited to like watch his reveal videos because I would love how much like production's into it, and I was like, I don't know, I'm just over it and I just want to talk about the makeup, and that's literally it. Also, I have to say this too. I feel like maybe people should stop making eyeshadow palettes. Like, please comment down below and let me know if I'm the only one. You guys know recently I have been saying this a lot whenever I do my anti-hauls, that I'm just kind of like, I think I'm over eyeshadows, which is just so damn weird for me. But I'm just like, okay, there's only so many different colors that can be done. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's so crazy too that even when it comes down to like shimmers, like, yes, you can talk about different technology in like a shimmer. Do you know what I mean? Say, for example, you have one that feels like a putty and it could go on feeling a little bit more wet. And then you have some that feel a little bit more dry. But nonetheless, when you have them on the eye, they're still going to have that shimmery effect and they're still going to look the same. So in actuality, like, even if it does have different technology, it's still like, I feel like the result still looks the same. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I just kind of get a little bit like, you know what, maybe I am officially out of my eyeshadow era. And I feel like with Jeffree Star, he should really start investing into other products, which apparently he is finally going to be coming out with his eyebrow products next year, he said, which I'm like, damn, I feel like he's been talking about those for 3 years now, which I know products take a while, but damn, I didn't think it would take that long to come out with some eyebrow products because it seems like so many other brands come out with them pretty quick. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he's coming out with something like revolutionary that hasn't been done before, and maybe that's why it's taking so long. But I'm just like, damn, I don't know. I would stop investing in the eyeshadow palettes and start investing that money into something else because I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm kind of over it. But this is a pretty cool collection. The packaging does look really, really good. And there is some, I think there's some new products in here, or maybe there's just more products. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about the full collection within today's video. Let me shut up and let's go and get into it. Also, just let you guys know too, I will be talking very, very fast through this video because I'm really hungry right now, like really, really hungry. And y'all know when I'm hungry, I just want to like hurry on and speed through these videos. I want to go ahead and talk about his merch first and kind of do this backwards. I feel like normally I do it the other way around. I'm going to switch that up, talk about the merch really, really fast. He's coming out with a gold cleaver necklace for $25. No, I don't know. I understand that he has like a thing for like, didn't he have a song called like Meat Cleavers or something like that? Or maybe he has like a tattoo of like a meat cleaver. I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel like during Halloween, it totally makes sense. Obviously, like in case you want to be like, I don't know, like a butcher killer or something. But other than that, I don't know. Now, I have to say this, when it comes down to the mirror, the practicality of the mirror, it makes total sense. Like, honestly, I want to say I do have one of his butcher mirrors, and honestly, it really makes sense when you're holding it in the hand. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, this works as a good sized mirror. Do you know what I mean? Being that it's like square, you have the handle, but like for a necklace and things like that, I'm totally not interested. So he is coming out with the gold cleaver hand mirror for $32, and then this pink icon mirror too, which is super cool because it does have like that jelly texture that kind of like, you know, rolls down. And I think that that's really, really cute. That one is $34. But if I gotta keep it real with you guys, I would actually get the meat cleaver one instead, only because I feel like the star ones are like less mirror space and the square ones have more mirror space. So I mean, I'm sure most of you guys watching this have a way smaller face than I do. Like, my face is absolutely huge, so I need a bigger mirror space. I feel like when I use the little like star mirror ones, like this one right here, for example, it's just not, don't get me wrong, it's a good size, but I still would like it a little bit bigger. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyways, also he is coming out with a gold version of that too. I have to say it is pretty cute. I am one of those people though, I have to say this, when it comes down to accessories, I don't like gold whatsoever. I had seen before that I guess apparently depending upon like your skin tone, like you would be gravitated more towards like silver versus gold. I don't know if that's the case for me or whatnot. I do not like gold at all. Like I feel like even looking at the gold cleaver one, it looks tacky. It reminds me of Austin Powers. Like I don't know why. I'm just like this is just like too much for me. He is also coming out with a gold alligator makeup bag, $34. That looks so freaking tacky to me. Like looking at that, I'm like, that shit looks cheap as hell. I'm so sorry. Like by the way, I have two of his makeup bags and they're really, really good quality. I've had them for years. They are really good quality, but I just feel like that's just too, I don't know. I feel like it's too gaudy for me. Do you know what I mean? Like I look at this and I just feel like it's tacky. That's just my opinion. I know obviously so many people love gold out there. My bestie boo, you know, I love you girl. She loves gold and I'm just like, ugh. Like all of her purses that she gets with the gold hardware and I'm like, it just looks cheap to me. I don't know why. And then to her, it looks luxurious. It looks rich. Obviously, we all have different tastes. You know what I mean? But like, whenever she gets like a fancy purse, I'm just kind of like, girl, get the silver hardware. Don't get the gold, please. I just feel like it looks so tacky. But she loves it. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, to each their own. He is also coming out with a legacy glass tumbler for $28. Y'all know I got all these tumblers like back over here, right up there. I'm so sorry, but the Starbucks tumblers to me, oh, I think they're cheaper. They're literally cheaper. I feel like they're better quality. I don't understand why this is $28. Maybe because it has like that glitter stuff in it too, but that's expensive for a tumbler. Like, no, thank you. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on right here. He is coming out with a new lip oil, which is called Self-Made. Now, I did see him do like, I don't know if it was on his like, I don't know, like Instagram story or somewhere. I saw him like swatch this and I was a little bit confused about this because to me, okay, this is just me. I don't want glitter in my lip oils. Like, I feel like that's obviously going to be like a gloss. Do you know what I mean? So I think that this would have been better if it didn't have the glitter. Obviously, I totally understand being that it is meant to look like gold specks. I totally understand it does go with the theming of this collection, but I just don't think that I would like that. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like why couldn't it have just been like gold color? Do you know what I mean? Anyways, that's just me. Anyways, this is what it says in case you guys don't know about his lip oils. They retail for $20. Pretty damn pricey if you ask me, but I have not tried them, so I don't know how they are. It says, our lip oil is non-sticky and will leave your lips feeling plump and moisturized while stimulating collagen. Also, this is what it says right here for the ingredients. It has chamomilla oil, olive oil, and coffee seed oil. Sorry, I was like, what's going on there? So yeah, some pretty cool ingredients there. $20 to me is kind of pricey. Also, I don't know. I don't want shimmer in my lip oils because y'all recently I have been into lip oils. I love my lip oils, but I just don't want it to be shimmery. Maybe because I'm a guy, and yes, obviously I do wear makeup, but I feel like whenever I wear a lip oil, I like to wear it as kind of like a chapstick type of thing, and I feel like if I wear it with glitter, then it's gonna look more makeup-y. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. In my head, it makes sense, but I'm probably not making any damn sense at all. He is coming out with another Skin Frost Pro palette. I don't know why. I am so damn tired of these same old palettes. Like, I'm just kind of like, all these highlighters, like, yes, they do look beautiful. Okay, do not get me wrong. They look beautiful. I have several of those shades. Do you know what I mean? Also, I have to say the top row is going to be absolutely beautiful for deep skin, as well as the Liberace shade for deeper skin tones. This is a really, really beautiful highlighting palette. But just how many times have we seen this before? Do you know what I mean? Like I look at this and I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh, like aren't we all over like the like highlighting palettes? Like this to me has just been done before so many times. Looking at the swatches, yes, they do look beautiful. The colors are beautiful, but I just feel like a lot of times too, this is just my personal opinion, when you have a highlighter palette, there's only so many different shades that you can actually do in there. Like, say for example, if you do one that has a little pink hue to it, like it's gonna blend in very nicely into your blush. But then you're either gonna have some that do have like a golden vibe to it to make it look like sun-kissed, and then the silvery one to look a little bit more frosty. Do you know what I mean? And that's like pretty much it. Like, I feel like back in the day when obviously makeup was a little bit more crazy and daring, like in the 2016 era, like ABH came out with one that I want to say they had a highlighter that had like a blue reflect, green reflect, purple reflect, pink reflect, like all these different reflects to it. I feel like those days are kind of over, honestly. So other than that, when you purchase a palette like this, you're really just going to use like two of them. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like in my personal opinion, like say for example, if I was still freelancing, doing makeup, I would have a highlighter that is going to have gold to it, silver to it, and pink to it, and I'm set, ready to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is just overkill. Like, I feel like these are just played out, and I feel like I said before, I feel like someone like Jeffree needs to invest this money that he would take from making this product and try something new. Do you know what I mean? Come out with a blush palette, come out with, like, even just blushes, just, you know, let's go ahead and say that. rather than the same old thing. I'm just tired of it. I feel like Jeffree has been doing the same damn thing for so many years now, and it's like, switch it up, y'all. Also, he is coming out with different shades. I'm not going to go over every shade of his liquid eyeshadows. I have to say this though, the golden hour shade does look beautiful, but these are pretty pricey for $22 each eyeshadow. He does have a bundle. We will get into that later. The shade Wood Queen also does look beautiful. And yeah, like honestly, other than that, I just feel like the other one is like a no for me. I don't like either one of them, which is 24 karat only and Fire Phoenix. Also, he is coming out with a new liquid, I was gonna say liquid lip liners, oh my gosh, liquid lipsticks in several different shades. Look, the packaging of this, I do think it looks really cute. Also, I just had to throw this in there and just be a little bit shady, that he recently had said in the Tana Mojo Canceled podcast that basically James Charles brand was a ripoff version of Patrick Ta. And I am so sorry that he literally said, oh, it's the same packaging as Patrick Ta, when he was referring to James Charles blushes compared to Patrick Ta's blushes. And I think that that's so funny that if you guys ever paid attention to Jeffree Star's liquid lipstick component, every other brand, Dose of Colors, Black Moon Cosmetics, there's literally a list. So many different brands, and I wish that I had one sitting right here. So many different brands use that same component. Like, I'm like, you could paint it up however you want, but you use the same components too as other brands out there. So I thought it was very hypocritical for Jeffree to get on the podcast and be like, oh, it's a knockoff version of Patrick Ta. I'm like, look at Patrick Ta's packaging and look at James Charles' packaging. They are totally different. Like, to me, I'm just kind of like, okay, how are you saying that about recycling packaging or same brands using the same packaging when you do that too? Like, even looking at these right here, obviously, yes, they're fully gold compared to his regular ones are see-through, but it's still the same component. Do you know what I mean? Also, I do have to say, though, I don't really like gold, but I have to say I do like the component of these liquid lipsticks. Also, the shade Mountain View looks beautiful. I love that shade right there. The rest of the shades, honestly, I'm not a fan of. Well, I have to say maybe Disrupted, but I have to see like the undertone of it. But for sure, Mountain View looks really, really beautiful. The other shades I do not like at all. And then he is also coming out with Liquid Frost highlighters. I get it. I understand the theming of this, obviously, being that it is gold. It's called Gold Blooded, that he is coming out with a highlighter palette and also liquid highlighters. But I'm just like, it's so repetitive. Also, at the same time, too, if you're coming out with like liquid highlighters, like, why do you need the highlighter palette? Like, okay, this is just so many highlights going on here. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just really picky these days, maybe because I'm like so frugal these days that I just am way more critical of it. And also on top of that too, I've been in the makeup industry for so damn long now that it's really gonna take a lot to wow me. Do you know what I mean? That I sit here and I'm just like, this is just so repetitive. Like, these liquid highlighters look beautiful, okay? Once again, just like I said about the palette, but it's just like, okay, it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Last up on the list, let's go ahead and talk about the Gold Blooded palette. Look, this palette I like, okay? I really do. This is like my go-to type of color story right here. I do like that there is little pops of color in there. Although, this is just my opinion. Obviously, to each their own. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want. I feel like having these little pops of pink in there, obviously, he's doing that for the Jeffree fashion of it all, being that he is known for being pink. You know, like, I feel like his pink hair was like his staple. So I totally do understand him throwing pink in there. But y'all, I'm so sorry, but pink with gold to me is so tacky. I'm sorry. If that's like your favorite color combo, cool. I just hate it. I'm so sorry. I really do. Like, I've been to baby showers and stuff before where it's like pink and gold, and I'm like, this is tacky. That's just my opinion. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like looking at this, it's cool that he did throw some pops of color in there, but I just don't think it really goes. That's just my opinion. I really do love the pop of burgundy in there. Like, burgundy and gold to me go. Honestly, like, I feel like you could do a really good eye look with doing some deep, dark burgundies with a pop of gold. I think that would look very festive and very nice. Really, really good for Christmas time. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. The pink to me is a little out there. Other than that, though, okay, I have to say, like, obviously, this is another, like, eyeshadow palette that I'm pretty sure that we all have the majority of the colors in here. I think the only thing about this palette that makes it look unique is that pop of burgundy and then those two pops of, like, pink in there. Other than that, if it didn't have those three shades, I'm sure we would all be looking at this palette and be like, oh, I have 50 of them sitting in my drawers right now. Which, honestly, I got to keep it real with you guys. Even though I want to say I threw away, like, half of my palettes because I just had so many that were so damn old. I have to say I probably still have, like, I would say probably 10 to 15 eyeshadow palettes this exact color, minus the pinks, okay? Minus the pinks. And the burgundy, you know what I mean? So I just feel like this is It's beautiful, okay? It's beautiful. Like, honestly, besides, to me, y'all know I love pink eyeshadow. I've always talked about that before. That's what really drew me into Pat McGrath, and that's why I was obsessed with her first couple palettes because of the pinks in there. But I just feel like with gold. But other than that, minus those pinks out of there, and I'm like, wow, this is a really beautiful color story. It's just been done so many times before. Honestly, like, I'm curious to know, like, what's the difference of this palette right here if you take out the pink and the burgundy and compare it next to his banana fetish palette. Like, I'm like, yo, to me, looking at this, if you take out those three shades, take out the baby pink and then that like blushy pink and the burgundy, then to me, I'm like, this is very, very similar to the banana fetish palette. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's from his very own brand. So I don't know. Like, I have to say, obviously, when it comes down to gold-blooded, I get the theming, I get the color story. I feel like it totally makes sense. Obviously, the pops of pink in there are a representation of Jeffree, going back to his pink roots. I get the whole thing. I just feel like it's something that is just so repetitive, and I don't know. I just feel like he needs to cut it with the eyeshadow palettes, at least for like a couple years. Like, just let it be. Y'all, if you guys were keeping up with Huda Beauty stuff, I want to say on TikTok, she had said on TikTok or one of her YouTube videos, I forget where she said, but she said that her recent eyeshadow palette is going to be her last large eyeshadow palette ever. And I think, this is just my opinion, that she has some type of details when it comes down to statistics of people purchasing large eyeshadow palettes. Like, why would Huda Beauty be saying that? Do you know what I mean? As a brand owner, for her to get out there and say this is going to be our last large eyeshadow palette, clearly she knows something. And I feel like every single time that I do like an anti-haul and there's like a full eyeshadow palette in there, I'm like, damn, I sound so repetitive. But honestly, if you guys go onto the makeup Reddit forums, if you guys go onto like TikTok videos, so many people are just kind of like over eyeshadow palettes because we all pretty much do have every color that you could think of. Yeah, hey, maybe you have to use like 2 different eyeshadow palettes, sometimes maybe even 3 different eyeshadow palettes to create a look. So I totally get it that sometimes when you see a color story and you're like, oh wow, these have all the colors that I'm looking for in one palette, that's fine and dandy. And hey, you may be enticed to purchase that. But I feel like somebody like me, who is obviously like now very frugal in my life and very practical when it comes down to makeup, I'm like, oh, I'd rather just use these 2 palettes or maybe these 3 palettes. Like, what's the big deal about that? Do you know what I mean? Anyways, this color story is nice. It's just very repetitive in my opinion. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the bundles to end out this video. We have the gold liquid star shadow bundle that would retail for $88, but you do get it for $75, so a little discount right there. And then we have the gold liquid frost bundle, which are the liquid highlighters. You get all 3 of them for $51, which would typically cost you $60. And then we have the gold palette bundle, which is the eyeshadow palette as well as the highlighter palette, and that retails for $78. Originally would be $92, so that's a pretty good savings right there on that one. And then we have the gold velour liquid lipstick bundle, which is $112, which would cost you $132 for all of those 6 liquid lipsticks right there. So that's a good little savings right there too. And then the biggest savings that you would get would be the gold blooded ultimates bundle, which does come with the palette, the eyeshadow palette as well as the highlighter palette. It comes with the liquid eyeshadows as well as the liquid highlighters, and then all of the liquid lipsticks. That retails for $328, which would normally cost you $386. Now, you guys know at the end of these videos, whenever I do a my thoughts and opinions video, I like to tell you guys what I would purchase from a collection. I gotta be so for real with you guys. I do not think that this is Jeffree's like worst collection. I really don't. But at the end of this, normally like I would be like, oh, I would purchase this or whatever. I'm so sorry. I wouldn't purchase anything from this collection. I really wouldn't. I feel like the only thing that like drew me in that maybe I guess I would purchase if I had to choose something, if you guys are like, bitch, just pick something, I would say the Mountain View liquid lipstick. I think that was the one that I was like, oh, that's a beautiful shade right there, because I love a brown lip. So I feel like, yeah, Mountain View, the velour liquid lipstick, that'd probably be the only thing that I would buy, to be straight up with you guys. Like everything else I'm like, no, I'm not really a fan of. Like I said, I feel like I always have to like over explain myself with this, where I'm just kind of like, I don't think it's ugly by any means. I really don't. But I'm just kind of like, okay, it's just super repetitive. So therefore, I'm just really not inspired by it. Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your full thoughts and opinions about the whole entire collection. Do you guys plan on purchasing anything from this collection? Let us know down below, because I'm really, really curious. Also, can you guys please let me know like how you feel about the whole eyeshadow situation? Like, I'm so curious to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on that, because I really do feel like, damn, I feel like every month I'm just bitching about eyeshadow palettes. Like, I just want brands to start focusing on other things, because how many damn colors can you do? Do you know what I mean? I feel like everything is just so repetitive. That's just me. But you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.